Hey everyone, it's Pup Luca and welcome back to the Paw'dcast. Now this week's special guest, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nope, it's an ice cream. Enjoy! And welcome to the Paw'dcast, the queen of the Richter scale herself, it's Maxi Bon!
Mama, there's an earthquake! Aftershock.
That's your fragrance when it comes out.
Aftershock.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Hi!
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I am raw dogging life without Ritalin, and Mama, she is ready. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. My meds have worn off, so we are ready for a fucking treat.
This is gonna be chaos. I think this is gonna make Kate sound fucking normal.
Yeah, where do you think I get it from?
Oh, drag mothers. Oh, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I thought I'd mix it up a bit this week. As we're coming towards the end of season 1 of the podcast. Mm-hmm. So I thought, let's get a guest on. We're keeping in the run adjacent of title holders this season of 2023. You being Miss Sporty's 23.
Yes, I am.
Your reign is almost over.
Don't fucking tell me. Oh my god. I am so sad. I feel like I have done a lot, but also nothing at the same time.
That's a very common thing. I'm in the very same boat from both Queensland Pup and Australian Pup point of view. It's I feel like I've done loads, but also I haven't done enough.
Yeah.
And there's always part of you that's going to be I'm not doing enough.
100%. Because that was when I won Miss Sporties, in November last year. I had literally 4 months of gigs. And then I did, Christine Locke, shout out. We were doing Watch Us Smacking and stuff for a time being, even rest in peace. But
did that ever finish?
Look, it hasn't finished, even though the competition ended 4 months ago. It's just, things got chaotic. Christine moved to Sydney. Everything was going wild. I was oh my God, we will finish it one day.
One day. The 10-year reunion.
Right.
SmackDown season 20, it comes back just for one night.
One night and one night only.
Yeah.
A live viewing. But it was doing that and then just doing things at the pub and stuff like that. It's have I done enough? But then it's what more can you really do sometimes? It's just be yourself and represent the place the best you can.
Yeah, and you've got to find the time for yourself as well as what you want to show.
Period. And doing drag, working full time as well and doing, just doing everything. It's how does, I sometimes think about it, how does one actually balance life?
I don't know. I haven't got there yet. So.
We're still thinking. We're still waiting.
I might ask Jax. He's doing international pup now. I think he's currently on his way to America to judge a comp in America, and then literally he's flying back to Sydney for APHC. So he's literally going,
A bitch is going to be tired.
Yeah, so I don't know what his work-life balance is, but I feel like they are the person to ask.
I feel like I always see photos of Jax and that bitch looks tired. Sorry, Jax.
That's rude. That's my sash daddy.
Sash daddy.
Yeah, no, he hates being called daddy, so I made sure I call it as much as I can.
You should just call him Pappy.
No, because I've got Codis as well. So Codis is Pappy.
Ah.
Yeah.
Poppy. You got it?
I got it. It just wasn't very funny.
Title of my sex tape. Got it. Wasn't really funny.
God, it wasn't funny.
Chlamydia. The musical.
Finally, you can headline something.
Yeah. Mama, Syphilis. The musical. Get tested. Woo! Yeah. Oh, that's camp.
We're barely 5 minutes in and we've just gone get tested. Woo, syphilis.
The musical. Okay.
Oh, I don't remember where we are. That tangent really
what are we doing?
Miss Sporties, you did that.
Oh, yes.
We all know you're slightly... What was the theme for Miss Sporties your year?
Boobies. It was... You said we're slightly paused. How did I not put that in?
Yeah, fair.
The theme was Glee.
Okay, that's a fun theme for you, though.
It was very fun, because, really funny, though. Here's the thing. I've seen Glee. I really like Glee, but I was never, Gleek. So many people are
I never watched it. I just watched, the clips on YouTube of the songs, because I was I like the songs, but I tried the show, and I was this is bad.
That's the thing. I watched, season 1 and 2, but like I know I should keep watching, but I got to a point where I was like, I can't do this. But I've seen so many songs, so many clips, so many videos, I've watched so much, and having it as that theme, I was so nervous because there was so many people like diehard Gleeks.
And it's not like you can plan it more like you can with SmackDown, where you've got weeks to plan it. It's literally, it's a one night comp. That's it.
100%. And it's like, oh, like this is like the night. This is the moment. And that's like with the, like for the first show, which was a Glee number, then you did an own choice one.
Yeah.
So I did, oh my God, why have I forgotten? Bust the Windows, that's one. I did Bust the Windows into
you did,
I Kissed
because
a
you
Girl.
came out in like a fucking cardboard bus and then you smashed the front window of the bus.
Yeah, so I made this like frame.
So stupid.
It was stupid, but I was like...
She's crafty.
I am crafty.
No, drag-wise, not. You love a crafty prop, though.
Love a crafty prop. I'm not crafty with like the outfits I wear. Like I always love to wear like good quality polished outfits. But the don't look at me like that. You're like, do you now? Yeah, but like,
you do.
No,
Billy
I do.
That's how I know they're good.
Exactly, 100%. Hi, mother. And then
that's my child.
That's are we related at all? No. Okay, thank God.
So drag and puppet separate. Them being your drag mother and my sash child.
Literally.
It's quite funny.
What does that make Katia?
There.
She arrived.
She's present.
But literally. But yeah, it's how funny is that both my drag mothers won QPHC.
At the same year as well.
Same year for Handler and Puppy.
Yeah.
Wild.
But you're next.
Yeah, literally. Give it up. But yeah, and then we did Bust the Window, then into I Kissed a Girl, and it was like bust the windows out the car, and wanted the boy, and he didn't want me, and then it was like, oh, I'm a secret lesbian. And
I love that it was bust the windows out the car, yet you were in a bus.
No, I was in a car.
That was a bus.
It was the frame of a car.
That was a big car.
I am a big car. So of course I had to make it look like a bus.
It was a bus.
Well, no, it was meant to be like a red car, just like the front looking through it, like the windscreen. I love that. But yeah, no, honestly. And then I did, for my own choice number, I did Rise Like a Phoenix. Because...
that was fun.
Yeah, and I had like wings that came out my back, which was really fun because like, oh my God, Billy and I spent 4 days painting that dress. And we were like, we'll just get some flame.
Yeah, because you had the basic kind of... the silhouette was sewn, would have been reasonably straightforward.
Yeah.
But then, you had all the detailing of, like, painting every single part.
We were like, oh, we'll just paint this. This will be easy. And then we didn't realize, like, how small the bottles of the fabric paint were. And also, from, like,
don't
Spotlight.
Use fabric paint.
I know. I was like...
just use acrylic.
See, I didn't know that.
That's what I do.
We spent 4 days. But honestly, and then, so that was, like, the own choice. And I did Rise Like a Phoenix because I wanted to do, like... I'd come like second in SmackDown, and also I had been...
Did you? I had no idea. You should have said something.
And then I had also been out for literally 6 months because I broke my foot. Twice in literally 12 months. And then
I was there the night you broke it.
Yeah. And then...
yeah, because you were like dancing like a crazy person on the dance floor, and then you like tripped over your own foot and fell backwards.
I did.
And then you were like, my foot hurts. And I think I was out the back with you with like... a bag of frozen peas wrapped around your ankle or something.
Meatballs.
Because it was like, it was...
yeah.
Yeah, it was a bag of meatballs.
It was a bag of meatballs. And then the second time it happened was I literally was just walking on grass, and it just cracked. And I was like, what happened? And then I found out about all these like health problems, my foot, which are now really good. Everything's really sorted. But I hadn't been able to do drag or perform for literally like 6 months. And I was like my second night back, but my first night back at Sporties was Miss Sporties. And I literally like... I didn't care about like anything else.
Your brain's like, I don't care if I break it for a third time.
100%. I was like, I am doing this, and I'd spent so long like healing, and that's why it like meant so much to me. And then when I won, oh my God, I cried for like 20 minutes on that stage. It was ridiculous. Were you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember how long I was like scream crying on the stage for? Like,
it was a while. I kind of zoned out because it was taking
so fair. So
I was
fair.
I don't have the attention span for this.
It's like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. But honestly, yeah, it's been a really fun year. I think sometimes I keep like second guessing myself, like, oh, I need to be doing more. But at the same time, I'm like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
You can't really do more than be yourself, representing the place the best you can. And also it's like, do your best. Do your best because you also have life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mantras, yeah.
Yes, also have life. Give it up for Gandhi Bon.
Is that yours and Christine's drag child? You took a sip of water at the wrong point.
I did. I nearly ruined your Mac. I love that.
Oh, dear.
Chaos.
So winding the drag back to the start is what got you into drag in the first place?
The thing that got me into drag in the first place was I'd always dabbled in like arts, like creative stuff. So when I was younger, I did acting and I did stage acting and I did musical theatre. Then when I graduated, I went and studied at uni and then I got like a manager. And then I did some like commercials. And then I was like, oh, everything's going really well, but like nothing's clicking. Like something, like I'm missing that thing that just that moment of like,
It's like you're enjoying yourself, but there's something.
Exactly.
Not right.
It was like, this is all super fun, but there's just something not right. Because I loved like the being on stage adrenaline part. Then I loved the musical theatre part of like kind of doing some makeup. And then I was always like putting on makeup and costumes and stuff. But I was like, how do I merge this? And then after COVID, I then moved to Brisbane. And it was honestly so much fun. Like, it was a terrible time, but it was also good when I moved to Brisbane because I was working at a pub, which shall not be named. And I was working in, it was like, they were treating me like crap. And I was just like always watching the drag queens in the Valley. Yeah. And I was actually watching Luna Thicke and Volley Levon. Yeah. At the Marquee. And I'd always like chat with them and hang out with them. And then one night I was just being treated like crap for my work. And I was just like, I went to Sporties and got a second job, and I was being...
I remember.
Yeah, because you were there.
I was there.
And then I was being treated so nice, so I was like, oh my God, fuck this. And I was watching the girls perform, and I was just like, nah, I'm going to go do what they're doing. Yep. And I literally quit the place, and then I went to Sporties, and then I did the staff drag show.
Yeah, when we did staff drag.
We did staff drag.
Like, the House of Romanoff production.
Mm-hmm. That was so much fun.
The thing is, because we'd started planning and rehearsing it before you started working there.
Yeah.
So we'd already put most of that, like, first production show together. One of the very, very rare times that I have ever done drag.
Yeah. I have all the photos.
I hate you. No, they're online. I don't care. It was a lot of fun. And then, it was kind of the birth of Maxi Bon was that staff drag night where we got you, like, in the first number of the production. And
and then I did a little...
it was Stop, wasn't it?
We did Stop, and then I did Mother Knows Best.
Yeah.
And it was actually Billy who put me in makeup for the first time.
Oh, so Gayleen did your makeup that night?
Gayleen did my makeup, yeah. And then because...
Did mine that night? Oh, Solar Flare did mine that night.
Solar did yours, yeah.
I
remember
big
that.
eyes. That was great.
Very big eyes. But literally, Gayleen did my makeup, and then I remember I was on stage and I was like performing, and then I did for the second number because they're like, do you want to do a second show? And I was like, yeah, fuck it, why not? And they were like, I did The Winner Takes It All. And I remember a couple of the Hall of Famers come up to me. I sound like I'm talking, blowing smoke out my ass, but it's like actually what happened. And they were like, oh my God, how long have you been doing drag for? And I was like, this is my first night. And they're like, you've got to keep going. And I had an inkling of like, I wanted to keep going. Yeah. But when I had that moment doing The Winner Takes It All on stage, very first time, in a gown, makeup, everything, I was like, I had that click moment. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is it. This is what I wanted to do.
You found it.
I found it. So yeah, it honestly was like, so the reason why I got in drag, coming back, honestly, coming back to the start, was honestly because like I'd always done creative stuff, but I love being on stage, but I really wanted to do something that like molded everything together. I want to have it all. I'm a greedy bottom. So like...
We know.
Greedy bottom and drag queens. But yeah.
You're going head to head against Mandy Moves now.
Oh. What is it? Glam Pig? No, that's... No, no, what is it? No, I don't know what she is. Mother Pig. I tried to call her like grandma, but glam with pig, and I was like, no, this is bad.
Don't call her grandma.
Why not?
If you want to live.
Well, she is technically.
Oh, in the drag, yeah.
Although she doesn't admit it. She's like, you can't sew. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, true. She won't officially put you in her house because you can't sew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me sewing like a straight stitch. I'm like, yes.
Was it straight though?
No. Wobbly stitch. The Stitch from Lilo was Stitch if he was gay. Wobbly stitch.
Wobbly stitch. When you broke your ankle.
Wobbly bitch. Genuinely. I got distracted. Ignore me. The meds. Worn off.
So one main thing as well, especially that we've mentioned before in Brisbane, is that drag queens have quite a heavy link to the kink and that side of the scene as well, especially the pups. So like our main ones that we have is obviously Katya and Gayleen. But you've done a few performances with the pups as well. What was that like?
Oh my God, so much fun. I love the pups. Like, I performed at Paw'd, and then what else have I done? I've done a couple now.
You did Pupmas.
I did Pupmas. That's right. I did Pupmas. That was so much fun. Like, except when I did Santa Tell Me. That was horrible. I remember I had never done Santa Tell Me before.
I think you decided that day.
I did, because I was doing it for Bailey.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to do this for Bailey. And then it it's so embarrassing. And it was the worst performance I've ever done. And I was like, oh my God. And I walked up to you after the number and I said, I'm going to get changed. I'm going to do a second number for free because that was so horrible. And you were like, oh, okay, if you want.
Yeah. And then it wasn't terrible. It wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
I
was like, I just don't think that song's very you.
No, it's not.
That's what it is.
It's not very me. I'm very dramatic, and that's very, like, soft and demure. And, like, I guess I sometimes relate to that. But...
When?
Never. I just realized everyone's going to hear my laugh, like, the firework going off, like, right into the mic.
I think it was the first thing we heard from you.
It actually would have been. Yeah. Every time.
It's like a tire going flat. Or someone slash your car tires, and it just makes that noise as the air's escaping.
Firework. All of the above. Yeah. What was the question? Pupmas. Pup scene. That's right. But yeah, and then I love how this entire podcast is just a bunch of neurodivergence. But like, you're like...
We go off on tangents. That's why we love it. We don't care.
Yeah, you're like, yes, and...
That's the improv side coming back.
With your chest. And then, I did Pupmas, and then I was like, oh my God, I love this. Everyone's so, like, loving and welcoming and fun. And the pups support the drag queens so much.
Yeah.
Like, they are, like... raving for them.
You can find him scattered all over Brisbane as well. It again very heavily prominent at Sporties.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I think any night there's a drag show there, you can always find a pup.
100%.
And like, they're always at the front cheering them on, watching everything.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Especially when there's like kind of like a Buko night or something on. Especially when Hoods and Harnesses is on at Buko, and then you're in... I remember last year doing Gay School, the production show, and then Hoods and Harnesses was downstairs, and then when I came up and I had the bit when I had Becky on the leash, and then the pups were just like, oh, like, they went wild. The whole room went wild, and I was like, this is so much fun. And I remember I brought my parents that night, and they were like, what's going on? I'm like, have fun. And I was like, have a blast. It's a great time.
That's good.
But honestly, with the pups, I just feel like they're very, very, very supportive, and they're very loving. And it's also, I find it kind of a bit of a similarity with pups and drag queens, because I remember when I first knew like what pups were, pup play, all of that. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Like, this was like before I became a drag queen. I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, honestly, I was like, what the fuck is that? I was a bit closed off. And then moving to Brisbane, like, meeting people doing drag, I was just like, oh my God, this is so much fun. Like, look at everyone living their life, having the best time, like, maturing when I, matured and grew up a little bit. And then I was talking to a pup from Perth who'd come up, and I was talking to them, and they were like, oh, I'm telling me a heap about pup play. I'm like, oh, what is it for you? Because I was trying to understand it a bit more. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I get to put on the hood and become this like other persona and get to really like be my true self and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, that's so funny, because that's everything I do in drag.
Yeah, and we've said it before with like Katya and Billy when we talked about it, and it's like the overlap is actually more than people think. It is creating this other persona to be who you want to be. This you can let down all your barriers and
100%. And it's literally, they might not be like the same persona, but it's still kind of becoming a different persona to kind of like be more confident, be outgoing. Because when I'm Maxi, like, I'm very much like myself, but just a bit more won't take as much shit, or like will like, I'm very much like myself amplified, I feel.
Which is already a lot.
Which is already so much. and then when the pup was talking to me and just being like, oh, you know, like, I very much get to, like, be my true self, and it's like putting on a mask. I'm like, wow, I really just, like, being a pup is really kind of like being a drag queen without, like, 3 hours of makeup.
Yeah, you can probably put the hood on in maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe not like as much like talking on the mic or like performing, but you can still perform.
Speak
and it's just
yourself.
like, yeah, I know. I was like, well, you still can do all that, but it's just, you know what I mean? It's like so like, I was like, oh, that's so like the similarity is like really crazy to think of.
And then speaking of the overlap as well, you've got Maxi Bon's Favorite Things coming up soon.
I do.
So when this episode comes out, I think we've got about a week or so just before the event. But yeah, that's come up. So it's literally just like a Miss Sporty celebration night that you, it's like a mini production night that you just get to do.
Yeah.
It's also on the same night as Paw'd.
I saw that. You better. Oh, mama.
No, so
mama, Miss Mary, Miss J. Blige.
Because I'm like, it's you, Cartier, and Gayleen.
Yeah.
Which means between shows, well, Cartier's performing at Paw'd as well. Yes. So I'll be like, between shows, Cartier's going to be running back and forwards up and down the stairs all night. But like you and Gayleen, between shows, will be coming downstairs and partying with the pups. And
100%.
The pups are all probably going to run upstairs and watch your show and then come back down and back and forwards. And then when your shows are finished, depending where we go, it's like Paw'd's going all night long anyway. So it's like, it's really nice when a fun drag show like that is on because the pups just bounce up and down between upstairs, downstairs.
100%.
It brings people all over the place, which is fun.
And it's so good as well because like, obviously having... like Billy and Katya, like also being, they're literally, it's so
being
funny.
Part of the pup scene,
being part of the pup scene, they're literally both my drag mothers. Then they're both the current title holders, and they're in the show because I wanted to do a show with like, well, obviously like with my drag mothers because they're like two of my favorite things, and also my two backup dancers are pups.
Are they?
Yeah, I got Pup Polo and Pup Boomer.
Oh no, yes. No, I knew Boomer. That one was easy.
I was like, oh no, keep your check.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. But yeah, and they're the backup dancers in it as well.
Okay, well, I'm definitely going to make sure I'm upstairs to watch that now.
Well, you better be.
Well, I'm also running the event downstairs with Q-Bar, so... It's my last event before my step down. It's literally the week before I go to Sydney for APHC.
How do you feel about that?
Next question.
The interviewee becomes the interviewer.
No, it happens a lot. No, I'm really excited for APHC this year in Sydney to see some different pups. I'm just like... I want to know who's competing.
Do you not know yet?
No.
Oh.
They haven't announced contestants yet.
APHC, Queensland, sorry, not Queensland, Sydney pups. Please release the contestants. Thank you so much. We really love to know.
Stop going ASMR.
I know, I'm feral.
Fuckwit.
I know. Thank you.
No, yeah, so they'll be releasing them soon, so I was like, I'm really keen to see like how many there are, where they're from, because again, they're from all over the country, because at the moment it's Queensland's the only state that has a state title for pups at the moment.
Yeah, you told me that. That's wild. Why is that?
I don't know.
The rest are lazy.
I don't know why. No, there's lots of talks about other powers like organising their own comps. I think it's just because Queensland was the first incorporated PAR. So they've been going the longest kind of thing. 2025 is QPAR's 10th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 10 years of pups in Queensland, like the club.
I thought it would have been longer.
No. It was a branch of Buco for a while.
Oh, gotcha.
And then, they fully stepped out in 2015.
Branch off to their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going my own way, Mom.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
no, I love that.
It's been going all over the place. So, yeah, I'm just excited to see that. The comps I've done and, like, stepping down from Queensland Pup this year as well, I just winged my speech, like everything. Because I knew Zia was proposing. He'd given us a heads up. And I was like, well, I can't fucking follow that.
No.
Bastards. Congratulations to Bucky and Zia.
Yeah,
still
congrats.
Like, you bitch.
I know, and then you got emotional, and you don't really show emotion.
No,
and I've known you for a while, and I think I've seen you be emotional maybe like once.
Yeah, I don't get emotional very often, but and I even knew that was coming, it still got me. I think it was just like the entire week. It'd been a long weekend as well. So I'm probably going to get emotional again at APHC, which is going to be weird. But no, I'm going to write a speech for this one because I'm like, there's so much I want to say and I don't want to forget it. And my brain, especially like we've witnessed on the podcast, is scattering all over the place. And I don't want to go off on too many tangents and that kind of thing. Because there's people that have like supported me through the year that I want to make sure I thank them and different clubs and things that I want to do. And also, this doesn't mean I'm going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like I said before, this is coming to the end of season 1 of the podcast, but we've already started planning season 2.
Yes.
Which I'm sure we'll probably have to get Maxi back.
You should get me back. I hope that's coming. I hope that's happening. I might be melted by then, but...
We might have to get you back for episode 1.
What's episode 1?
Morning mimosas.
Are we drinking morning mimosas? Bitch.
Yeah, so we're trying...
Booked and blessed.
So it'll be a video episode as well. So we're going to record everything and we're going to try lots of different mimosa recipes, but Kati is now sober.
Oh my God, so I can drink for her.
Well, you can still just have one. We're going to drink...
Don't be ridiculous.
Mildly responsibly.
We're not.
We're all going to have champagne flutes and you'll just have a bucket.
A bucket.
Hold the orange juice.
Me just like sprays, like opens the cap and puts the orange juice near the champagne.
Yeah, just wafts it.
Yeah,
just cheerses the glasses. That's enough.
Yeah, I'm like, that's close enough to the orange
it's in
juice.
The same room thing, so I don't want any fruits in here.
No fruits in the room.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself.
Yeah, I was like, we're already here, babe.
Oh dear,
love that.
Cool. Well, we're coming up to the end of the episode, so I thought we'd just ask you one fun little question that I asked some of my guests.
That's sad.
Tell me your favourite joke.
What?
Yeah, I know. Throwing you on the spot now.
Oh my God. I've had moments like this of when I was like going to be prepared and now they've all left my brain.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't say that. You have to cut it out.
You can try. We'll see if it bleeps out or not.
It will definitely be bleeped out.
No, I've got a new one that's really funny.
Wait, say it one more time. Tell me one more time.
My new one.
No. Say the line again.
What's your favourite joke? I'm cutting it out.
Can we send that to Christine Locks first before we put it in?
No, because she'll screen record it.
Oh, she would. Or just send it to me and I'll show her on my phone.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's not happening.
I'm not airing that.
I actually don't know what my favourite joke... I don't know. My favourite joke is... Oh my God, this is actually putting me on the spot. This is
Do you
terrible.
remember when you did your eyebrows with that pen and it just went really... That was funny.
My eyebrow with the pen?
You remember that photo of you... Like one
you
of
mean
the
when I
first
look like
times
Mrs. Kwan from The Cat in the Hat?
That's offensive to Mrs. Kwan.
Yeah, that's so true, though. That is so true. I honestly, I look horrible in that photo, but it was the very first time.
The first time fully on your own doing your makeup, yeah.
Yeah, and it was... But you know what's funny, right? Some people always come into drag, and they look amazing. Like, the first time, they look amazing. But, baby, they got nowhere to grow. Because they already look pretty good out the gate. Where I looked so dog shit gutter that I shouldn't have been allowed on that stage. Chris White should not have put me on that stage. I look so bad. When I did my makeup myself for the first time, I actually looked like I needed to be put down. No pun intended. Sorry to all the pups. But I needed... But I actually looked so horrible. But now...
I was going to say something, but I'm like, I'll have to bleep myself if I say it.
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was like, well, of course he puts you on stage. He puts on there.
We're going to get ripped. We won't.
No, I'm bleeping these out.
Yeah, literally. But, what were we talking about?
Your favourite joke?
No. Before that, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Favorite on stage? Oh, I shouldn't have been allowed on stage because I looked so bad. And fuck off.
And end credits.
And cut. But yeah, and now I have something to look back on. And I'm like, oh my God, look at the growth of my makeup progression. I'm I look back and I'm like, oh, I'm proud of myself. Good on me.
It shows that the practicing more and more you do, the better you get.
Babe, literally practice makes perfect, and I would sit there for hours just to look just as bad. And I still take a while to do my makeup. I'm an ADHD diva. I literally get distracted at anything shiny. So I get to, but I realize
we're surrounded by little glowing lights in here right now. Every now and then
it's been a mission. I'm like, but literally, you put me in the makeup chair, and I realize I still take hours to get ready if I'm staring at myself in the mirror, or if I'm talking to someone on the phone. Because I was always I can't get distracted. It still takes me the same amount of time. Who cares? Stop caring as much. When you stop caring and you just becomes muscle memory, easier it gets.
Amazing.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to do the usual sign off the podcast, which is where I do the tagline and then my guest does the Luca honk.
What is... Oh, no.
You know the...
Yeah,
you have to do that.
That's traumatizing.
No, you have to do that.
I've heard that for years.
Yeah, and now it's your turn. No, so again, thank you for joining me. And where can people find you on the socials?
You can find me at Maxi Bon Drag on Instagram. And that's actually basically where I use my only socials.
Yeah, same. I'm predominantly Instagram is the easiest way.
100%. And also, if you're in Brisbane. If you're in Brisbane, come to Maxi's Favourite Thing on October the 12th.
And if you're listening to this after that, where were you? Why didn't you come? We're disappointed.
We are sad.
How dare you? How rude. Yep, so it's time for the tagline, and I don't think I've ever heard you attempt to honk, so I will do the line and then I'll cue you for it.
I'm going to sound like a dying pigeon.
No, you get one take as well.
Okay.
This is going to be great. So thank you so much for listening, and remember, be kind, be camp, be kinky, and always...
Oh my God!
It was worse than I was expecting.